Hello and welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. You are listening to And Another Thing. We are Joella and Helen.
Why are we laughing?
And this is episode 16 because I started talking and you looked at me as if I could see in your eyes thinking, is that what you usually say? And is that how you usually say it? Is that what you were thinking?
I wasn't thinking that. I just thought you were going to start laughing and then I was trying not to laugh and then I just started laughing anyway. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to episode 16, where we start off with me evaluating Helen's eyeballs, telling me a story, and they're not telling me anything. She's just trying not to laugh.
I was trying not to laugh.
Oh, what a great start to an episode.
It is.
I'm going to say I feel a little bit flat today. Just putting it out there. Because we were just kind of talking about how sometimes in cafe life, especially in this season, you just kind of... You go to work, you do your job, you come home. You go to work, you do your job, and you come home.
Yeah, what is it with this season?
I don't know.
I don't know why either. But we are both, although we don't want summer to end, in terms of work, I want pumpkin.
Yes.
Because all of a sudden it's something new and something exciting and then we go from pumpkin to Christmas, and it's busy. Mm-hmm. But right now it's like, I can't explain it.
We just do the same cold drinks for 3 months.
Yeah.
And it's in and out. You do the same thing over and over again.
Which we do in the fall as well, but it just
something
feels
different
so
about it.
different.
Yeah.
And even in the spring, I don't know, but the summer, we just have to enjoy the summer.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if it helps that it's just really hot.
It has been. Today's nice, but yeah.
Today's nice, but it's really hot in the cafe when you're working, so you're just constantly in heat all the time.
And then trying to get extra things done that require more effort in, like cleaning or whatever. It's like, it's too hot.
I'm already sweating buckets, and now I have to clean something, and I'm going to have to put elbow grease into it, and I don't want to because I'm already sweating.
You know what's actually nice, though, is this summer it has been busier than previous summers, except at the very beginning when we were like, oh, God, here we go. But now...
It's kind of picked up a bit.
It's kind of picked up, so that's nice.
It has been nice.
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
It's just a bit of a hard slog.
Tomorrow we'll be like, hello again. Morning.
Morning, Bob. Is that a large latte for you? Okay. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday.
But it can't. I think it's everybody, the customers as well.
Yeah.
They're just like dredging in for their coffee to do what they normally do.
It shouldn't be it. It's summer. It's.
Is it because they're having to come in and get their coffee because they're still working?
Probably. Poor old Bob's still slogging away at whatever job. Bob's a fictional character, by the way. But yeah.
Although we probably do have some Bobs.
We probably do. Anyway,
that
was me starting us off. Do you have something else to start us off with?
Well, I want to say some thank yous. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you to everybody. We're always just so grateful for everybody that listens. Mm-hmm. In last week's podcast, was it last week or the week before?
It was the week before.
Week before.
Yeah.
By the time this one goes out. Yeah. We talked about Jamie Harkin and his family. He moved over from Ireland and then his family came to visit and how we watched, and we got all a bit sentimental about moving over here and missing home and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So he sent us a lovely little voice message to say thank you for mentioning him and his family, and then he told his mum where to find us.
It was lovely. It was so
really
lovely
sweet
to listen and hear, and just like, we are actually like out in the world.
Yeah.
Not just to friends and family.
No.
I forget that sometimes.
I know, we do now. It's a bit bigger, but it is nice to have those thank you, like those people recognise us too.
Yeah.
And also something that was really special in our podcast journey, like we almost... I don't know, just like jumped off our seats when it happened. But on our Instagram page that is easy to find, Instagram page, Dawn French, the English comedian, or as in the Vicar of Dibley and French and Saunders, followed us on Instagram.
Whoop, whoop.
My God, that was so special and so like...
It was very much
what the hell?
It was a very much a... I sent a message to you saying... Dawn French follows us on Instagram, like the Dawn French. And I was like, what? And then I actually had to go into the profile to double check that it actually was her.
Yeah.
I was like, is this just a scam? Is this somebody posing as...
Pretending to be Dawn French,
no,
which I don't think you could ever
her.
pull off, to be fair. So thank you, Dawn.
Yes, if you ever actually listen to us. So far you
they
follow
might
us
not
on
have listened. They just
Instagram.
might have followed us on Instagram, but who knows? But still,
Yeah.
it made us feel really good.
If you are like some others that I've asked whether they know Dawn French or not,
I know.
and
I find it
unfortunately
shocking, but
they've
obviously,
said no,
maybe not.
then I would highly recommend you give her a Google.
Mm-hmm.
Find some clips on YouTube of the Vicar of Dibley, or even French and Saunders.
Snorters.
I know. You'll be in for an absolute treat.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Can you give me an equivalent?
Oh, I was trying to think of this because I was asking somebody the other day and they didn't know of Dawn French. And I said, I was trying to think of someone even in Canadian stature who's gone down to the States and is well known in the States, and you might not know that he's from Canada. But I kind of thought of like Steve Martin or Martin Short. Sorry, I get those. I just kind of clump those two together. But Martin Short, like, if you don't know who he is, Only Murderers in the Building about podcasting. Nice link there.
Well done.
But yeah, like he's a very well-known comedian in terms of what he's done in his comedy on film. That kind of stature of like a beloved character in comedy. Same in the UK.
Yeah.
That was the only...
National treasures.
Yeah, national treasures.
What about New Zealand way? Is it someone from Australia that would be like... or what about the double act?
I mean, Dawn French is known in New Zealand.
Well, that's true.
A lot of UK, Australia, New Zealand kind of intertwines.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember when I was in Northern Ireland, I was bored. I was at my friend's house and I just put the TV on at one point. It must have been in the evening. And Shortland Street was on. And also Neighbours was on.
Yes.
Shortland Street is like New Zealand's equivalent of Coronation Street.
Right.
And Neighbours
is Neighbours.
Is, I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah. Any Aussie, Kiwi, UKer is going to know what Neighbours is.
Oh, yeah.
Or Home and Away.
Yeah, Home and Away.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think they're all intertwinable.
Also, I'd like to just give a little shout out to one of our Saturday ladies, the regulars on Saturday, comes in. And she hadn't been in a while. Sometimes they can't make it work, all of them, to come in on a Saturday. But she said that I haven't been in for ages. But just listening to you on your podcast makes me feel that I'm with you and that I've been in.
Oh,
and it's like, right.
That's so sweet.
That is so sweet. And you can't ask for more than that because if you listen back, that's what we wanted.
Yeah, that is what we wanted.
Yeah.
Just someone to come and sit and have a cup of tea with us.
Yeah.
And feel like you're having a chat.
Yeah.
And amongst the conversation. So
all those thank yous have just made us feel really like, this is good.
Yeah. So, all the warm and fuzzies. So Saturday ladies, you know who you are. Hello from us.
Hello.
We won't name mention you.
No.
But we appreciate your listening and the fact that we were able to spend some time with you.
I know, and if you don't come in on Saturdays, it doesn't actually feel the same to us. Like, where is our Saturday ladies? Yeah. We ask, we're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because they turned into Tuesday ladies for a bit as well. Like, you can't, you're our Saturday ladies.
Oh, our regulars are awesome.
Anything exciting happened to you this week?
No.
Okay. Woo.
I'm trying to think. I was like, no. I did actually have something exciting. I don't know if I told you this either, but I went out with my niece and my great niece, and that was just lovely. We just went for a bit of a tiki tour and we went out to a cafe and we just chit-chatted, and my great niece was full of non-verbal words because she's nearly 4 months old. But yes, she was very chatty. And it was just very sweet. It was a nice moment to just kind of sit there with them. That's all.
And you went to Cambridge. Did you go to Cambridge?
I did go to Cambridge.
Okay, because you've also been working really hard on the staff day out, which is coming up.
So this is funny, actually. I have had some friends of mine say to me, they don't even work. They're like, where's your staff event happening? Because I didn't mention it last time. Because I was like, I'm not going to tell anybody. And you were like, oh. And I was like, you've told people, haven't you? Yeah.
I didn't know it was a secret. So.
Well, it wasn't a secret. I just hadn't I hadn't officially told everybody where it was going to be. And I hadn't kind of sent up the group chat of saying, hey, everybody, these are the details. I kind of just let people hang and guess.
So when you're listening to this podcast, it would have happened.
It will have happened. So next week we'll tell you all about it and how it went. And I'm really excited about this one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. Anyway, It's going to be good. Everyone's looking forward to it.
So yeah, that's pretty much
Your week?
I've just been working every single day this week.
I know you have.
Which is why I probably feel the way that I do.
A little bit flat.
Yeah.
Talking of a little bit flat.
That was perfectly timed.
I went for my mammogram this week. It's very important, ladies of a certain age.
Go and get your
Your
mammograms
done.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually not... It's uncomfortable. I don't find it painful. I just find it uncomfortable. Especially as you have to squash them in between two, like...
metal plates.
No, they're plastic now. They might have been metal back in the day, I don't know. And you're so close to it that when they start to close, it kind of pulls your chest skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it must be easier if you've actually got some boob.
Right, rather than little ones.
Yeah, if you have little ones, I'm feeling that would be actually way more uncomfortable.
What if you've really got nothing much?
I don't know how
do they even do that?
Because you have to stand so close, you're standing so close to the machine because obviously they've got to get all your boob in.
Yeah.
And if you don't have much, I just don't know, actually. And for this instance, I don't really like having big boobs, but in this instant, for mammogram purposes, happy to have them the size that they are.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I would like to do it.
Because they can actually get squished.
Yeah. Oh, they get... I don't even... You can't see because you're supposed to look... you've got your head at a certain angle and your arm at a certain angle and your feet at a certain angle and your boob is in this machine. So you don't see how flat it goes, but you can feel it. Like, you don't want to be there for too long and all of a sudden it releases. You're like, oh, thank God for that. Mine just takes a bit of a while to get back into shape again afterwards. Anyway, that's what I did. But I had... a couple of days off at the beginning of the week because we're looking after the neighbours' dogs and sat by the pool. They have a pool. This is my holiday week, 2 weeks when they go away.
You have been on your, I don't know, I was going to say merry way, but that made no sense. It was just going to follow from my mouth. Great wording. Edit this part out.
Okay, go ahead. What was you going to say?
No, well, I was going to say, it feels like this week you've kind of been living the best life of just, you sauntered in on Monday afternoon for a bit of a
chit-chat.
And I was like, oh, look at you looking all summery after we've just worked our butt off today.
It was bloody...
Like, hello, I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee, sit down, chit-chat. Okay, now we're off. And I'm like, all right, bye. See you in 2 more days.
I'd been doing errands on the Monday. Bit of time with the dogs. I didn't take the dogs for a walk. They took me for a walk. I found a waist leash and I'm like, that's better. The next day was much better. I nearly had my arms pulled out of the socket. And then, sat by the pool. It's lovely. So thank you to my neighbours who have gone away on holiday because then I have
you can listen,
my
you can have the pool
next door. It's lovely.
Oh, okay. I have a question about that. Your neighbour's pool is not heated, right?
You can heat it. Yes.
You can heat it, but it's not heated?
Well, you don't put the heater on all the time because that costs a lot of money and nature was heating it this week. But if it drops down, like if you have a little colder spell and it drops down, then they will flick the heat on. But you can hear the gas. It's like, they're spending money.
Huh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Most pools do, I think, don't they?
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm curious because I went out with a friend on Tuesday night. Actually, saying I've done nothing much this week. I've been out every single night. So anyway,
make it seem like you're always working. Yeah.
I went to a friend's house on Tuesday and she has a heated pool. She's like, "Do you want to go for a swim?" And she's like, "It's lovely. Dip your toe in there." And so I dipped my toe in and it was a warm evening and it was a warm pool. And I was just like, no.
It's not refreshing for you.
I don't like that. She's like, "You know what? You're not the first person who said that." I was just, because I want to go into a cool cool body of water when it's groggy and hot outside.
Sometimes when it's this humid, the pool does get really quite warm. But you know what? I actually like it because I'm such a wimp at getting in cold water. I'm like that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm one of those.
I grew up with a swimming pool. It was definitely not heated.
No.
It was, you brave it with the elements.
Yeah.
And so I just got used. And then once I was in the pool, I never came out. I was a water rat. I just loved it. But that's because I knew that once you got out, you were going to get cold. Yeah. So you may as well stay in the water because you've acclimatized to that level of temperature.
And it's true what all British people say, it's lovely once you're in. It's lovely once you're in. It's the getting in. I can get up to my waist, but as soon as to my boobs and my shoulders, it's just like
it's another
just
level of cold.
Whoa!
Yeah.
And then I'm in. So I don't mind it being a bit warmer.
What I really loved when I was younger was we would have the swimming pool, and because it wasn't heated, it was very cool. My mum and I would come home at whatever o'clock in the evening after a long shift of being at the restaurant. And because it's an adrenaline pumping thing, like you've been busy all the evening, you've been going, you've cleaned up, okay, now you're going to go home, and it's, between 10 or 12 o'clock at night, and there's nothing to do. And so I would go outside and sit on the deck and have my feet dangling in the pool. And it was cool there. It was cold pool. And it's just like your feet are dangling in the pool, and then your feet are hurting because you've been on them all day. And it's just like this, I loved it. It was the best coming down from the evening thing to do after a long shift at the restaurant. I can
use a pool at any time. Like everybody on the street who has a pool and we don't, you can just come and use it whenever you want. And sometimes I'm driving home thinking, oh my God, I'm so hot, I'm just going to jump in the pool. But then I get in the air conditioning of my house.
And then you don't want to leave.
And then I don't, I'm like, okay, I'm better now. I've had a shower. I don't need to go in the water.
Yeah.
So
this is the downside of air-conditioned houses when it's so hot outside, is that you do just walk into your house and you're like, okay, I'm happy.
Yeah,
don't need to leave now. Don't need to go into the pool. Don't need to.
No. Also, do you have to wash your hair again? I've just got swim hair this week. It just looks like rat tails, but I'm just leaving it because what's the point? I'm going to go swimming again. So that's our week. Should we have a cup of tea
on that
before
note?
We move on to the next?
We'll have a cup of tea. I just looked down and my cup says spring, and I felt like it was more of a let's spring into action of taking a break.
What was mine? Now is the time of your life to have the time of your life. Well, maybe edit that out.
I feel like that's a very great inspirational quote that you just said in the most uninspiring
I did,
way.
because I'm like, now is the time of your life. And then I'm like, what? To have the time of your life? Like I was... It's a great cup. Yeah.
We're going to have a cup of tea. We'll be back. Alrighty, and we're back.
Surprised you're not giving them a serenade of... After I butchered the whole mug thing, Jo started singing Time of Your Life song.
I've had the time of my life. And then I said to Helen, who sings that song? And you were like, Patrick Swayze.
I don't remember it from anywhere else.
Oh, so funny. And then I Googled it. If anyone's interested, the person who sings that song, I've had the time of my life, is Bill Medley and Jennifer Warnes. And I just said to Helen, I would never have been able to bet my life on the fact that that's... And then you were like, oh, that's another song.
Imagine Dragon, bet my life. Okay, we're going to talk about something cafe, restaurant-y related. Okay.
Do you want to just do that again? Because my brain went into, we're going to talk about sex, baby. Talk about you and me. So
talk about we're going to talk about... Again, I can't say it. Right, we're moving on to a different subject. I can't do that. Let's talk about sex. Woo!
Okay.
Rein it in. We're moving on to talk about... I forgot what it's called now.
We're talking about some of the things that we have come across or come up against, not come up against, but some new things that we want to implement into our own cafe.
Yes.
And just to kind of sharpen some things up with how we produce an experience for our guests when they come in, as well as making our job easier.
Because our place is in between a cafe and a restaurant, really. It's not formal dining. It's far from formal dining. But so right now we pre-bus tables. So bussing a table normally...
I was going to say, you need to explain what bussing a table is.
Like if there's an empty table, you go around, there's a bussing tray that you would often take with you.
Kind of like a tub.
Yeah.
Or plastic tub
of some sort. And then you load
the
tub and then clean the table so it's ready for the next person. Take it into your dish area.
Do you know that particular term I was never familiar with until I kind of came here?
Bussing? Yeah, no, me neither. I don't know what we called it. Table clearer. I can't
honestly. Just clear a table because that was your job as a waitress or a waiter.
Can you go and bus the tables? I'm like, what? Is a number 10 coming down the road? Like what's up? Who's got a bus?
So that's what bussing a table is. You have a container with you that you are putting your dirty dishes into so that you can easily carry a whole lot of them away. Carry on.
Which I used to use in Starbucks. It was easier, but here we don't really take the bussing. We're just clearing. So we pre-bus our tables quite a bit. So if somebody's finished eating, we'll ask them, like, are you done? And we'll take the plates and, so that their table's clear, because we've got small tables and it's just better to sit at a nice clean table.
It also makes it easier as a worker when, say, you've got a table of 6 that have come. They've all had a whole bunch of food, and then they've also had some dessert items as well. So there's a bunch of plates on their table. When that table of 6 leaves and it's a busy day, you now have to go and clear this entire big table of what they've just left behind, and it just creates a backlog of a task to do when you're so busy.
When you can just do
so
it
when
all
you've
the time,
pre-done
constantly.
it or pre-bussed that table, what you've done is you've cleared a plate here, you cleared a plate there, clear a plate. you clear a plate.
Everywhere.
We're on a roll today, ladies and gentlemen.
Who said we were flat today? No.
Okay. I'm going to have to pause this.
I gotta compose myself.
Alrighty, we've pulled ourselves together.
That hasn't happened in ages. Actually, I've had 2 belly laughs in 2 days. That was good.
Oh,
I
goodness.
feel like I've done a workout.
Unbeknown to you guys, we have probably just laughed for the last 2 minutes.
Oh, I had to get
Helen
a tissue,
snorted.
blow my nose, I had to sit down in case I wet myself. It was all happening. Last night, Amy and I got the giggles because we remembered the time that one of the co-workers we were working with, called it a Tupperware instead of a Tupperware.
Right.
Have you seen my mum's
Tupperware?
And we didn't answer the question, and Amy was like, what did you call it? A Tupperware.
Because they genuinely thought that it was
a Tupperware. Not a Tupperware. Oh, and then I got the giggles about that, and it was good. Anyway, what the hell were we talking about?
I don't know.
Bossing tables.
Yeah, my glasses are fogged up so much that now I'm just blurry. Okay, bussing tables.
So
clearing plates here.
Clearing plates here, there, and everywhere. So there's also another word for this, and it's called manicuring, which I've only just found out about myself from our kitchen manager. Said that they would like to implement manicuring the tables. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what do you mean? Is that like pre-bussing? It's slightly different because in higher end restaurants, they'll do it very discreetly, which is a little bit more difficult at our place because the tables, you can't be too discreet. It's such a small table. You can't just take something without often leaning across somebody or asking them to pass it to you. But basically you'll check in on the table, and as you're doing it, you'll discreetly move the empty Perrier water or whatever. Just discreetly take things off the table. So you're doing that all the time.
Did you say Perrier water specifically because it was a high-end restaurant that you were trying to explain, and they would have Perrier water?
Have Perrier. What do you call that?
That's sparkling water, right?
Sparkling water.
I would just call it sparkling water.
Yeah, me too.
Perrier sounds like it's I want you to know that I know that it's fancy sparkling
fizzy water.
Yeah, so I'm going to call it Perrier.
Perrier. Well,
I just say sparkling water, thanks.
Sparkling water.
Although I just ask for water.
Not sparkling.
No.
Oh, okay. Anyway, you would
fancy.
discreetly move things out of their way. So we're going to try and implement this we're going to implement it in the place that we work. Mm-hmm. So making sure that people are pre-bussing. We're just going to have to merge the two together. But I've been practicing this manicuring because I think I did it anyway. But I've been
absolutely did.
More
intentional about it.
Of the little things. So I take some stuff over, and there was somebody had taken this straw out of the wrapper. So I think I normally would do that anyway, but I'm thinking, I'm manicuring. I've made a point of noting to myself that this is the tiny little details. Mm-hmm. So I've picked up the piece of paper, or I've picked up the little milkettes or whatever they haven't used, and just slowly clearing stuff like that. And then building that in with pre-bussing the tables, then if we can get everybody to do that, it will just be great. It's a nice experience for the customers too, I think. Because our tables are so small, if you can take as much shit off the table as you can. And I also think it's important to do that so that if they do have a dessert, then their table is already clear by the time the dessert goes over, because it's nothing worse for me personally if you've got a whole table full of staff and then somebody comes over with your dessert and it's like, oh, just clear this stuff off my table.
Yeah, before you put that dessert down so I've actually got room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did have to look it up a little bit, is how different it is from pre-bussing. And it's similar, but it's less intrusive. You're just very cleverly taking things off without disturbing people, I think.
I immediately went to the concept of when you manicure anything. So because when I think about things, I think about it in a metaphorical way, or I visualize something. So I'm very abstract in my thinking and how I process certain things. So when we're talking about manicuring a table, I immediately went to like when you manicure your nails, or when you manicure your lawns or your hedges, or to make it look precise with precision, but done in a way that is also discreet.
Yes.
And so I was thinking about that, and I was like, oh, actually that's quite an art form.
Yeah.
I think, because when we just kind of do our regular day job, like we've been talking about, you go in, you come out, you go home, there's not so much of the discreet finesse that goes on. You kind of just are in automatic mode. But this is us basically trying to step up our game a little bit without people really noticing. But at the same time, even as a customer, if you don't specifically notice it, it does affect your experience in a place. Because, immediately, where's all of my stuff gone? Oh, I can actually lean forward and put my elbows on the table and like engage with the person opposite me. And then therefore it creates an environment where they're like, oh, that was such a nice place to go to.
Yes.
Not because they probably could name anything, but because we have done a specific kind of curating for their experience. Yeah. So I think it's a neat thing that we're going to implement and try and do in a way that it's just curating something more refined for our guests.
Yes,
That's probably how I would describe it.
I mean, if you think about when, like people that are looking after me at a table, you know that they've cleared your stuff. But now, if you actually think about it, they just come over and check on you, and then they take something. They're looking at the table to see what they can take to make it nicer for you. And you don't notice it really. But now I'm thinking about it, then it's very obvious to me that happens. There was one person that we went to a restaurant where Amy goes to university, but he just kept coming over all the time and there was nothing to take, so he would just move something. Oh. But it was like, stop, we're fine. You can't, if you come back one more time. It'd be like everything, oh, that's my favourite. But then you look around and there's nothing for you to clear. Because we just have our plates and our drinks. So he was just coming over because he was bored? So the salt would move, like he would move something.
Oh, nah, that's when he just needs to read the room and bugger off.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
One of the things that a friend of mine has said about our podcast has been how she has never worked in hospitality before, and all she's ever been is a customer. And so we actually went to a cafe together. We were standing at the till. We placed our order, and then we had to wait for our drinks before we could go and sit down. And so we were standing there and we were talking, and I clicked very quickly. We were standing at the till. There was no one behind us, but I kind of like grabbed her elbow, and while we were talking, I was like, let's just move over here. And then we were talking, and then she said, did you just move me from, like, did you consciously think about the fact that could have been someone? And I was like, absolutely, I did. Like, that was a very awareness thing of me moving you, because what if someone else was to come up behind us to want to place an order and we're standing in the way? She's like, I would never have thought about that. And so some of the things that we talk about, she's learning as a customer how to make her experience for the workers easier and more enjoyable for both.
That's what my sister said too.
Yeah. So I hope also that what we're doing is, even with the bussing and the manicuring conversation that we kind of have, even though we're learning something different or refining our own art skill, I'm curious for you guys as listeners. I mean, feel free to message us if you ever want to, but even if you don't, but you're just sitting and listening, and then you become more aware or observant of your own surroundings when you're sitting in a restaurant or a cafe. And then, I don't know, even just for fun, pay attention to what your servers do. And some of them might do that and some of them might not, but it's just a curiosity of human nature and how everybody does their job.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do go into a cafe and I do watch someone and I'm like, you are phenomenal at your job. And it's because they're doing those small manicuring things, and you can just see them talking to somebody, and and you're like, wow, you're like a magician.
Yeah.
But it's fun to watch that because it's like watching somebody.
Their skill. They're very skillful.
They're a master at their craft.
Yeah, that's
there
it.
we go.
Well done.
A wordsmith right there.
But for us, everybody has to do it because we don't have. It's not like we have this section or that section, and you look after your people. We're looking after everybody in the restaurant because it's not just one person. Like the drinks person, and then there's all many different people. So if everybody can get on the same page, it's no good just a few of us pre-bussing or doing that. Everybody has to do it.
So staff of ours who listen to our podcast, welcome to what's about to be implemented into your new job role.
Surprise! Manicure. Yeah, so that's all I've really got on that. I don't want to sum it up.
I think I summed it up before.
Okay.
Shall we go on to another break?
Shall we have another...
break?
Cup of tea?
Yeah.
Break? Yeah, break. Break.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
It was like you were standing at the window at work going, break. Break.
Alrighty, we're going to pull ourselves together. We're going to take another quick break. We will be right back. Alrighty, we're back from our quick break. I realised I didn't share something about our Rod Stewart concert that we did a couple of weeks ago. And it was the reality that I was a Margaret in a moment. And I did it when you went there, and I came back and I sat down and I felt so ashamed of myself. And I was like, Helen, I just did a Margaret. And I can't believe that I did it. And I felt like such a wally. I'm like, oh my goodness, Joella, pull yourself together. So we're at Rod Stewart at the concert, and it's an outdoor venue, and I think I'd worked that day. I'm not really great at eating when I'm at work. Sometimes I just forget. Sometimes I haven't eaten anything until 2:00, and I'm like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. Oh, because you haven't eaten anything all day. And so then I don't know where I would have been in my eating anything, and I was hungry by that point. So I was like, I am going. This is the most ridiculous place to go and eat anything, by the way, because it's so freaking expensive.
So expensive.
But I found a food truck around the way. Super, super delicious food. But I lined up, placed my order, and then they said, what's the name for the order? Now, I hate giving my name for any order because in the past in New Zealand, when I say Joella, I get Joanne, Joanna, Jolene, Joelle, nothing of my name. And then here, I can't say Joe because apparently my Joe is too long. And so then people hear Joan. So then I think because Canadians chop the O off and they say Joe. I don't know. Anyway.
I say Joe.
So
I maybe.
Yeah.
No, I say Joe. Joe.
Or maybe I say it too short. Joe. Anyway, I really cringe when I have to say my name for an order. So I say my name's Joella, and she says, Joella? And I was like, yes, you nailed it. Joe and Ella put together, Joella. She's like, okay. And so then I go off and stand to the side, and I'm waiting to hear from my name. Again, I hate this because I'm like, is the person going to read my name right? Anyone with a difficult name knows what this feels like. My name's not even that difficult. So I'm standing there, and I'm like, okay, cool. This person was behind, like in front of me. That person was in front of me. They're getting their food. I must be up. I must be next. I was that person. Damn it. Even now I'm frustrated at myself. And so the woman at the other end of the food truck says, Joanna? I'm like, yep, that's me. Because I was just like, surely you've just got the name wrong.
Yes.
And so I go over and grab the thing, and then she's giving me two things. And I was like, oh, shit. No, that's not me. And she's like, I could feel exactly what I would have done in that situation of just like, why the fuck did you say yes when your name's not Joanna? And so I stepped aside, and then there was a man standing next to me. He's like, Joanna.
Oh, even more surprising.
I was like, okay. So then he took the order, and then the next one up, she was like, Joella. And I was like, that's me.
Thank you.
And I did actually say to her, I'm so sorry. Usually people just call me Joanna. That's why
then
I just
you
assumed.
did the explaining.
I know.
Oh, that's even better.
And so I got my food, and I felt utterly humiliated with myself all the way back. And I was like, Helen, you'll never guess what I just did.
That is just classic.
Yep.
Yep.
I still feel ashamed of myself.
I can see it in your face. It's like, why would I do that? Yeah, that's me. Oh, actually, no, that's not me.
Not
My
me.
name's not Joanna.
Damn it. Anyway, that was my Margaret moment. And then I was telling you, and then you said that you had your own Margaret moment.
Well, I was just like, oh, for God's sake, I'm so stupid. I was looking for something in particular in Shoppers Drug Mart, and I walked around, and I couldn't see it.
For quick context, the equivalent of Shoppers Drug Mart would be
Boots
in the UK.
or Superdrug.
Yep. Or any pharmacy in New Zealand.
Do they not have don't you have a set one that you always go to?
I think there's now Warehouse Pharmacy. I think that's it. Or Warehouse 3. Anyway, it's been so long that it was just the pharmacy. You go to the pharmacy and it's usually just called the pharmacy.
Right.
But now I think there's Warehouse Pharmacy. So anyway, just for context, Shoppers Drug Mart, because I never knew what it was when I came here. I'm like, what the heck is Shoppers Drug Mart?
Yeah. It sounds like this... what Canadian Tire is. Do they just sell tyres?
Yeah.
No, they sell everything.
Do they just sell Canadian-made tyres?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Anyway, so
then I said, excuse me, can you help me find blah-de-blah-de-blah? And she went, yeah. And it right in front of me. She went, it's there. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's so embarrassing.
Listeners, we make fun of Margarets, but there are not oftentimes actually, there are rare moments when we become Margarets ourselves.
Oh, often for me.
Okay, rare for me.
Rare for you. I mean, that's why you feel so bad about it. You just got to get over it at my age.
Oh, yeah, I'll build a bridge and get over it in a minute. But that particular one was just like, oh, come on. No. Sort yourself out, Joella. Not Joanna. You know that's not you. It was Mr. Joanna next to you.
When we lived in England and Scott would call up for a takeaway and they'd say, yep, can we get your name? And he'd go, Scott. And
his Canadian twin?
Yeah, because
Scott.
Scott. And they'd be like, what? And he'd go, Scott. Like, and then he'd get like, and they still wouldn't know. And they'd be like, Scott. He'd get all angry about it. And I say, just call yourself Dave. Why are we doing this every time? Like, it doesn't really matter. What's your name? Dave. They've got it.
Yeah.
Bish, bash, bosh. This order's for Dave.
But the only problem is that you have to remember that's the name that you've chosen. So my mum has a name that in New Zealand nobody knows how to spell it. And so whenever she's ordering things, she will say her name is Jo.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to a cafe with her and she's ordering to-go coffees. And then the person's like, oh, what's the name? And she's just like, oh, Jo. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I forget that you do that.
Does she ever stand at the end and be like, where's my coffee? And Jo's been sitting there for ages.
No. She's done it for so long that it's just easy for her. Like, Jo, that she knows it's hers.
Sensible.
I think about that whenever somebody says, what's the name? And I want to be creative and I want to come up with another name for myself of just like, oh, put it down. But then I think of the most ridiculous names in those moments. I'm like, Valentine. I'm like, what did you think of Valentine for? Just like Amy. Good short name. Why don't you just go for something simple? But no. My brain's like, oh, Argentina. I'm like, what are you doing?
And they're probably like, fuck's sake, that's not a name.
No. It's a split-second thing.
Oh,
so then
I
just say Joella.
Oh, you don't even say it.
No. All of this is just internal moments that happen in my mind.
That you want to say.
Yeah.
At our place, sometimes when I ask for their name and they give me the name and I don't get it, and I'm like, sorry, what was that again? They give it a name again, and I'm like, oh, I can't ask you again. To go. I can't put their name.
Or when you ask for somebody's name and you didn't quite hear it, and so you say, can you spell that for me? And they're like, Alex. Alex. Got it. Okay.
Or they'll just list off all of these letters and you still don't know what you said.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. To go.
Or you've just written something and then you say to your barista, you're like, I didn't really know what their name was, so just yell out cappuccino.
Yeah, don't yell out what I've written there. Don't try and say
that name.
And then you get the people that phone up and they say, can I take your name? Yeah, it's Dave. D-A-V-E. Got it. I got that one. Oh, that's too good. Too good. So,
you've got a question.
I do have a question. How do you eat a sandwich? As in, I'm guessing we need to talk about how do you like your sandwich cut? When you take a bite of your sandwich in the way you like it cut, do you go into the middle of your sandwich? Go to the edge of your sandwich?
Great questions. I'm going to answer it in the only way that Joella can answer a question, which is long and convoluted. So buckle up, folks.
Everybody.
Personally, I'm not the biggest sandwich fan.
Well, great chat.
Good chat. So when you ask, shut up. When you're asking that question, the first thing that comes to my mind is a Marmite sandwich.
Oh.
Love a Marmite sandwich.
With butter.
Yes.
White bread.
White bread.
Oh, I could just eat one now. Yeah.
For the life of me, I cannot describe Marmite to anybody who has never tasted it before.
No.
But
it's not even worth trying.
If you ever go to New Zealand, you have to try it. If you ever go to Australia, you have to try Vegemite. Vegemite's Australian, Marmite's New Zealand. Two very different tastes, but of the same genre of spread.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a tourist and you go to either of these places and some local tries to fool you that it's chocolate, it's not chocolate. Don't treat it like chocolate. Don't eat it like chocolate.
We have also discovered that British Marmite and
Very
New Zealand
different.
Marmite have a different taste.
Yes. So anyway, it's a yeast spread. Doesn't sound great.
Moving on.
Okay, so it's a spread. This is, like I said, long convoluted answer from Joella.
All I want to know is how you eat a sandwich.
Marmite sandwich. No, because this is a process. I make my Marmite sandwich with my butter, lots of butter, a little bit of Marmite on my 2 pieces of white bread. Then I squish it. Mm-hmm. I squish my bread down.
For a Marmite one, I agree.
For a Marmite one, all the way around. Mm-hmm. And then I will eat all of the crusties. So I'll start and I'll nibble all the crusts off. So then I've got a crustless sandwich. You know what? I'm a grown-ass adult. I could just cut it off.
You could, but you like to eat the crust.
But I like to eat the crust.
Get curly hair.
Yeah. And then I go into the middle and I eat the sandwich.
All right. If it wasn't a Marmite sandwich, good God. If I just said, would you like a sandwich? And I'm like, oh, yes, please. Mm-hmm. How would you like me to cut your sandwich?
However, either diagonally or in half.
Okay.
However it comes, it's fine.
You don't prefer? You don't have a preference?
No. If it's a cheese toast, like if it's a toasty sandwich, then cut in half. If it's a sandwich on a white piece of bread, I'll cut in half diagonally.
Yes, I was going to say, because your toasty machine will do that for you.
Yeah. If it's just a regular white bread, cut in half up and down.
I'm normally diagonal.
Right.
When I cut my sandwich.
So then I would always go corner. Whatever corner I'm eating, whether it's diagonal or cut in half.
You do corner.
On a straight, I'll do a corner and then I'll kind of go around the crust and then I'll eat the inside, depending on what it is.
Oh, okay. I don't do that. So if I've got a diagonal
We should have just started with you, to be honest.
That's fine. It just reminded me of Marmite. So if I had a sandwich, I would cut it diagonally, I would pick it up and I would eat the corner. But I always make sure that my sandwich has got a bite of everything
to the edge?
Everywhere. Because sometimes you'll get a sandwich and you eat the corner, you're like, okay, just some bread.
Yes.
So it's to the edge.
Right.
And when we're at work and people are making things, I'm like, can you spread that to the edge? If it's an open-faced sandwich, because you want every bite to have a bit of everything on it. Mm-hmm. So I'm the corner, and then I'll just continue on that corner.
And keep going down.
Yeah. Yeah.
The most fascinating person that I've seen eat a sandwich is this customer that I saw. And it was a sandwich cut diagonally. Mm-hmm. And she got the piece and she ate into the middle of the sandwich. Middle. Like the middle of the middle. Yes. Not the middle of the crust, but the middle of the middle.
Yeah.
And then kind of was eating it like a corn on the cob. And it was very quick bites. She chomped into the middle. And then before she'd even swallowed, she got into the next one and she was moving the sandwich along. It was, I was clearing the plates when I saw her. This was many ages ago. I was clearing my plates and I kind of looked at her and I was like, what are you doing? And then and then I went back and put the plates into the dish area. And then I kind of came out and tried to do a task up front because I was just so enamored by this woman who was eating a sandwich like a corn on the cob.
So she gets the crusts left at the end.
I don't know if she left the crusts or whether she just ate it, but she just ate it like a corn on the cob. It was so fascinating. Also really weird.
And also, would you not get that filling all over your face?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not her though.
She's an expert.
Yeah.
Sandwich corn on the cob eater. Once when Scott's grandmother came to stay with us in England when the kids were small, she asked for some toast and I just automatically cut the bread into squares. So I cut it in half.
As if you were giving it to
and then I gave
kids.
it to Gran and she's like, what's this, Div? I'm so sorry. That's automatic. Chop the food up for your kids. Toast. Enjoy. What's your favorite? Is your favorite sandwich a marmite? Because you're not a big sandwich person. You have bagels a lot, don't you?
Yeah, but that's just because I'm at work.
Yeah. I could have a sandwich every day. I'm sorry. I'm a sandwich person.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest, so it's more just because bread doesn't always sit well with me. So
After
honestly,
you did your Margaret moment, that delicious bun didn't sit well with it.
No,
did you?
It didn't sit well with me. A Marmite sandwich is one of my favourites. I am also partial to a chip sandwich.
Chip butty.
Yeah.
Or crisp.
Both.
Yeah. But if I have a crisp sandwich, though, which is a chip sandwich, it's so confusing. If I have a crisp sandwich, everyone's going to know what I mean. I like to have grated cheese. Not slices of cheese, grated cheese. It puffs it up a bit, and then put my crisps on the top with maybe some salad cream. Do you have salad cream?
No, but I know what it is. Yeah.
I'm getting really hungry.
With cheese.
Cheese and onion crisps. You can't go wrong. And maybe a bit of pickle. What? That's a dynamite sandwich, that.
Okay. I'm not going to scrunch my nose at it. I'm going to say must try it
So
sometime.
what would you put a crisps on a sandwich?
Just butter and chips.
Okay, let's go back. I need to know whether you mean chips as in chip butty or crisps.
Okay. So as a New Zealander, we refer to chips as all things.
Oh.
So
how confusing.
You get hot chips.
Okay.
Which are like fries. Mm-hmm. And then you get chips, which are potato chips, which you call crisps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
In New Zealand, they're all chips.
Right. So what are you talking about? Hot chips?
I'm talking about potato chips.
Okay. You
Crisps.
just put that with butter.
I would put that with butter.
Oh, no.
And then eat. But our Sunday lunch as kids was buns from the supermarket, a fresh chicken, like a hot chicken, and then some chips, some potato chips.
Right.
And then slap all of that on a bun.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you.
Best Sunday lunch
There's something about the crunch.
ever.
Whatever sandwich I'm having, I want some crisps in it. It's just something about
the crunch.
It really is.
Yeah.
I think a lot of British people have crisp sandwiches.
Yeah.
Oh, it's delightful.
How did we get into the topic of sandwiches? How do you eat your sandwich?
How do you eat your sandwich was the thing. And then we went off.
On a tangent,
on a
like we
tangent.
usually do.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to take a very quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to do some
Who does that?
Who Does That? And a very special question, of course, from Milo. Alrighty, tea sipped. This week's Who Does That? Or Why Would You Do That?
Yeah.
Or whatever other segment it kind of morphs into, because it kind of just morphs into a few different things at the moment.
Like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. Or what the hell are you doing? Or why the hell would you do that?
Oh. So, have you go first.
Okay, my Who Does That is when, as a server, you're taking plates out to your table. Before you've even uttered a word,
I know what this is.
one person points at the other person. I'm like, cool. You don't know what I've got.
Yeah.
You don't know which one I'm going to put down first. Why are you pointing at your buddy? Saying, yep, that's theirs. Mate, I haven't said anything. You've just pointed. This also goes in with what I think you would think I was going to say, which is I will say grilled cheese. And then they're like, oh, yep, that's mine. Or they'll just put their hand up straight away. Yep, mine. I'm like, all right. So then I don't say anything. I just put the thing in front of them. And then they're like, oh, no, that's not mine. Why'd you say it was yours then? It's the same thing. You either point at your mate and be like, point, mate, that's not helpful. Or you raise your hand or you point at yourself or you say, yep, that's mine. You're like, okay, no, that's not, make up your mind.
Or they just all look at each other. Like, I know you can't
Like
see me, I'm looking
seagulls.
around, but like, whose is that? Whose is that? Whose is that? Oh, I think that's mine.
Do you remember Finding Nemo, the movie?
Yeah, I was thinking about that when
The
you went,
seagulls?
Mine.
All the seagulls saying mine, mine, mine. Or in a server's attitude, it's, whose is that? Is that yours? Is that yours? I don't know. Is that mine?
Just hurry the fuck up and remember what you've ordered.
Or don't say anything and allow your server to say, hey, I've got a grilled cheese. Or, hey, I've got a medium rare steak.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that one's mine.
Yes.
I saw actually this reel of somebody who said their favourite customer was the person who directs everything. And I try and be that at a restaurant. So say you've got your family with you and all these people have ordered something, and then your server comes over and says grilled cheese, and you're like, yep, that's Auntie Margaret's over there.
No, but that's you. When you were in New Zealand, you had somebody that was doing that, and I said there is always somebody at the table that thinks they knows everything.
No, but she was like, is that the blueberry scone? Is that mine? I think, no, I didn't get that one. Nope, that one's not. I ordered the blueberry. That's not what I mean.
Okay.
The director of... And then I've got a medium rare steak. Yep, that's Auntie Jones right there. What else do we have?
You're right.
Potato. Yep, okay, that's Mike's. Yep, okay. All right, and then so that
because you've paid attention. We have somebody like that in our family, and I'm sure she won't mind me mentioning, but it's Megan. Right. Whenever we go out as a group, Megan will say, that's down there, that's over there. And that's because she's worked in the restaurant.
That's what I do. Yeah. If I'm with a few friends and I'm listening to the waiter, I'm like, okay, yep, that's this person's. If there's a bit of a lull, I'm directing who's going where. Yeah. If you do that as a server, I don't mind that. It's oh, no, I didn't order this. Well, then what the hell did you order?
Yeah. And because people aren't listening because they're chatting. So to have somebody like you or Megan is good.
Anyway, that's my who does that. What's yours?
My who does that happened this week or at the end of last week. I can't remember.
Okay.
I go to the washroom just to, have a pee or whatever I was doing.
Sure.
And I've said before that while I'm in the washroom, I'll always have a look around. Do I need to do this, that, or the other? So I do what I need to do. I go to the sink to wash my hands and I'm like, what the actual is happening here? There's pubes in the hand washing sink. What are you doing? How have they got that? I'm like, Jesus. Do I really want to know actually how they got there?
You came back to me and I was washing the dishes and you're like, I just had a who does that. Who leaves their pubes in the sink, in the hand washing sink? Who does that?
Yeah, who does that? I mean, they were definitely pubes unless someone's come in and has got really extremely pubic hair on their head, like curly, so curly. These were pubes, and I'm like, oh, now I have to clean someone's pubes out of the wash sink. And I imagine all the people that have been in there before and was like, oh, pubes, and just washed their hands and left.
Or maybe it was just the person right before you.
Might have been. I don't know how long they'd been there. But I'm like, who does that? What are you doing? Why are there pubes there? God's sake.
So many questions.
So many questions.
That? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why are they there? Yeah. How did they get there? Maybe you don't want to know that one.
No, I might not want to know that one. But for goodness sake.
Come on, people.
Yeah.
Sort yourselves out. Don't do downward facing dogs when you've got diarrhea. Don't leave pubes in the hand washing basin. Just
go in there, do your business.
Wash your hands, leave.
And exit. It's quite simple. We've been doing it for years. Get it done. Right. Milo?
Yes, Milo's question of the
week. If you could have a superpower, what superpower would it be? I got to go back a few pages to... There we go. Do you want to know mine?
Yes. I'm like, if you're asking the question, you've already got an answer, so you have to go first and my brain gets time to answer.
Mine would be to be able to teleport to places easily, to travel. Very practical for both daily convenience of just like, whoop, teleport to work.
Sure.
Go home again, not get stuck in traffic. In emergency situations, if somebody needs you, phew, you are straight there. No more planes and all that hassle. You could use it not just for yourself, but you could also to help others transport things that needed to get to a place in an emergency. They could say, ask Helen, she's got this superpower. We need to take this organ to this place. Find Helen.
Wherever she is in the world.
Wherever she is, she's over there with her cape on. She can transport herself and save someone's life.
Do you know what I've always wondered about transportation as a superpower?
Right. I've always wondered. Never thought about it before this question.
No, I genuinely have wondered this question. What's stopping the transportation of when you get to the next destination? How do you magically land on ground and not on a human being or a dog or on, on the curb, and so you lose your balance? I've never understood in all of the transportation-y kind of things it's stories that I've read of people who can transport, or even like sci-fi movies or things like that. That is genuinely one of the things that I've thought about all the time.
There's GPS now. I could have some kind of GPS track, so I don't
but you
land
wouldn't know if a human being is
No, I wouldn't. I'd just have to say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I've just arrived here.
I've just got a heart in my hand. I need to go and deliver it to
sorry. Come with me. I'm going to the hospital. We can get you checked out."
Yeah, like how do you not just end up in the middle of a wall, on the inside of a wall? Like
Well, if you're like, you get in the inside of the wall and like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's not worked. Can you take me outside, teleport myself outside the wall so I can have a look around and see
maybe there's like a visual of I'm transporting myself or teleporting myself to, anyway. If you are a sci-fi expert on non-real things, let me know.
Tell me what happens if you land in a wall. Can you get out?
What superpower would I have? That's actually a really good one. Mm-hmm. Also, because we're people from 2 different countries, I would love to be able to...
You'd love my superpower.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can piggyback. I can take you.
No, I would want my own version of being able to teleport. But I would be curious of how do I always know how I just land not on top of somebody?
Right, move on to yours.
Well, I think that I'm just going to take it. I did think of maybe like having the ability to heal, but then that brings about some complications, because what if people started to know that I could heal people?
They'd be travelling miles.
Yeah.
It'll be like a pilgrimage to find Joella.
Yeah. I don't want that. I don't want that kind of weight of responsibility. No, thank you. So I'm just going to piggyback on yours, quite literally, and then also just borrow that superpower and call it my own.
Yeah, I don't mind sharing. Okay. Maybe we could have it and share it.
Okay. You could take it for a weekend and I'll take it for another weekend.
Yeah. When we get weekends off. Although I do have Sunday off this week.
Oh, yeah, you do too.
Yeah.
Nice for you.
Yeah.
I'm working
because
instead.
I've got my holiday home. So next door. I was going to have a Sunday with my family.
Your pool.
Yeah, that's my pool next door.
Lovely. Well, that's Milo's question of the week. That's us for the week. You've got nothing else to add for this particular episode?
No, I don't think I can. No, it's been a real good fun.
I love that me, started off with feeling a little bit flat today.
Yeah.
And then we've spent the majority of this episode trying to pull ourselves together because we laughed so hard.
Because we laughed. Honestly, that was so good.
I really hope that we've also given you a chuckle. Mm-hmm. And if you're feeling a little bit flat in this particular season, or whenever you listen to this particular episode and we've just lightened your load a little bit, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
Anyway, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do via email. It is P-O-D, just in case you don't know how to spell that. P-O-D dot and another thing @gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram. We're really easy to find.
We're really easy to find. Dawn found us. Really easy.
And Another Thing podcast is us on Instagram. Have a really great week. We'll see you next time.
We're also on YouTube.
Oh, yes. We are on YouTube. So funny. This whole podcast thing, it just becomes natural, right? And then now we've kind of got a rhythm of things. And then somebody says to me, oh, I listened to your podcast. And I was like, oh, yeah, we do a podcast together. And then just as you said YouTube, I was like, oh, yeah, we're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube.
Don't get excited. We're not videoed on YouTube.
No.
It's just if you know somebody that doesn't have Spotify or Apple or any other audio listening devices, they can listen on YouTube, which is great.
You never know. One day there might be some videos.
Maybe. Yeah. One day. We might get there.
We're working on some stuff.
Slowly but surely.
We don't really know what we're doing.
So you can find us on YouTube.
Yeah.
And Another Thing.
And have a great week.
For now, have a good idea.